Hello everyone, welcome to the to Olive Board. So very good afternoon to all of you guys. I hope you guys are doing very well. So chalo, let us just wait for a couple of minutes so that everyone can join. Then we'll start. Okay. Meanwhile, very good afternoon to all of you guys. Chalo. So we were already started. We have started with this time and work, the basic concept. We are doing this, right? Basic concepts, as I told you guys, for those who are joining us for the first time in these classes. So this is a class that is targeted, or that is for the beginners. Okay, that is for beginners. So in these classes, what we are doing, we are taking each chapter one by one. We are taking each chapter one by one, and we will learn the theories around that, the concepts. Okay, rather I should write concepts. We will learn the concepts around that in these classes. These are all very short, half an hour to 40 minutes classes. So we'll learn the concepts, the necessary concepts that is required around these, like this particular like topics. So we have decided to start with time and work. Now we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever number of classes that we may require for like to complete the concepts. To Aritra, okay, perfect. Sir, Aritra is here. Okay, perfect. So what we are doing, chalo, perfect. So you are also Bengali. Aritra is a very Bengali name, very Bengali name. I am also Bengali. I reside in Kolkata only, very near to airport. Okay, for those who are wondering. Now, so what we are going to do, we are going to come. So we have started with time and work. So we are going to go for the absolute basics. Absolute basics we'll go for. Now from there we will build. Now if we say require 5 classes for time and work, that is what we are assuming. We might require 5 to 6 classes for time and work. So after these 5 classes, so all these 5 classes will be free on YouTube. Okay, as we are doing currently. Now after these 5 classes are over, the concepts you have understood, I will conduct one practice session. I will conduct one practice session. Okay, that will be done. That is also for free. That will be done on the app. That will be done on the Olive Board app. So I'll request you guys to first attend these classes. Then also, please, that is more important, attend this practice session on the app. Okay, so you don't need anything. From EP Tech. Array English. Good afternoon. I don't know your name. Good afternoon. UP. Perfect. So I'm teaching you guys from Kolkata. So you are from UP. Works for both of us. No worries. You see, that is the beauty of online education. The access is to everybody. So like access is, so now everybody thinks it is only for the students. No, this is for teachers like us as well. So for example, you see, if I'm from Kolkata, I can only, in offline, I can only teach students from Kolkata or students who live near my house or maybe in a center. But but online I can have the reach to teach so many of you, right? Rohit, okay, perfect, Rohit. Perfect. Now, so these are the plans. So this is the agenda. So we are targeting. So if you are someone who is like going for the SSC, CGL, CHSL, or even the RRB examinations, to clear the concepts, to clear the basics, I will suggest you please try to attend these classes. That will be helpful. That much I can promise. That much I can promise. Chalo, you teach English. Okay, perfect, Rohit. Chalo. Now, so we have done a few things. So we have started with the MDH concept, as I told you guys. So we have started with the MDH concept, as we have explained. I have explained this yesterday only. So the very basic stuff of MDH concept we have understood. Now we have done a couple of questions also. This question was done yesterday. This question was also done yesterday, right? Now, and this was also. So these 3 questions we had done yesterday. So we will kind of build on these questions, and we'll do one more question from this particular concept. That was asked in a CGL 2021 pre. Okay, that was asked. You are, so yeah, SBI PO. So for Rohit, you are preparing for SBI PO. So fortunately or unfortunately, I myself have cleared SBI PO. So it was a few years back. So I had cleared SBI PO a few months back, like few years back, not months. Okay, it was during back in the COVID, that before COVID. So let's move on. A college hostel mess has provisions for 25 days. Provision for food for 25 days for 350 boys. At the end of date, like 10 days, when some boys were shifted to another hostel, it was found that now the provisions will last for 21 more days. How many boys were shifted to another hostel? How many boys were shifted to another hostel? Now you see, these are very, very simple questions. I told you guys, if you have watched the yesterday's class, you will understand. I told you one very simple story. In MDH concept questions, you will always be given two scenarios. So one is called scenario number 1 and another is called scenario number 2, right? You will always be given two scenarios. And what you need to do? You need to figure out the total work from here. You need to total. So talk with me. Sure, Rohit. I'll definitely do so. Definitely. So this is total work. This is total work. Okay. This is total work. So both are total work. So what I'll do? So I'll figure out the total work from the scenario number 1 and I'll figure out the total work from the scenario number 2. Now we'll say, sir, this is not work. So what will, like the story, if the story changes, so we'll modify our story a little bit as well. So what I'll do? So this will be total, instead of work, it will be total provisions. It will be total provisions. Here also, it is total provisions. So what I'll do, I'll kind of equate both the provisions from both the scenarios, right? That is how you should approach MDH type questions. Please understand, we are going through absolute basics here. That is how you should compare, or you should understand, or you should approach any MDH type question. Now, let's understand the scenario number 1. Now, there is a problem here. What problem? So, provisions are there for 25 days for 350 boys. Perfect. Now, at the end of 10 days, now meaning, please understand, scenario 1 itself is saying there were 25 days worth of food. But out of those 25 days, 10 days are gone. 10 days are already gone. That means how many days worth of food is there? So you will say, sir, there is 15 days worth of food. There is 15 days worth of food. Correct, everyone? There is 15 days worth of food. Now that means in scenario 1, our number of days is 15. Meaning we are having food for only 15 number of days, not for 25. So this is something you need to be careful of. In this type of questions, this very same thing will happen all the time. So that means we are having the food remaining for 15 days. For how many boys? For 350 boys. For 350 boys. Meaning, I told you guys the efficiency we always take as 1. Meaning you can say each boy can eat, say, 1 gram of food every day. 1 gram of food every day. 1 gram, you take 1 kg, whatever you want to take. Okay. So every day, every boy is like having what? 1 gram of food. So 350 boys are having 350 grams of food every day. Now this is not total. You see, this is per day. This is the food required per day. But I need total provisions. I need to figure out the total food. So what I need to do, I need to multiply this with the number of days, because that is the total food that they will consume. That is the total provisions that they will consume. 350 boys, every day they are taking 350 units or 350 grams of food, and they have the provision for 15 such days. So that is your total work or total provisions from your scenario number 1. From your scenario number 1. Now, what about the second scenario? What about the second scenario? You see, some boys were shifted. Now, I don't know how many boys were shifted. I don't know how many boys were shifted. So, what I am saying, let's say, X number of boys were shifted. X number of boys were shifted. So, that means now we will have in the hostel 350 minus X number of boys. These many number of boys are there. These many number of boys are there in the hostel. Now, they are having food for how many days? They are having food for 21 days. So, that means total provision here will be this much. This many boys into that many days of food. So, now you see total provisions cannot change because this might be the second scenario. But total provision is constant, total food is constant. So, from there only you can figure out the rest. So, 3 5s are this, 3 7s are this, 7 5s are 35. So, this is 50. So, you see you can write 250 equal to 350 minus x, or you can write x is equal to 100. Meaning x is equal to 100 means how many boys were shifted to the another hostel? So, option number 4 said x, that was 100 boys were shifted to the another hostel. Now, please understand this is only one way of solving this question. Method number 1 I am saying. This is the basic way. This is practically how you should approach the question. This is practically how you should approach the question. Okay. Now, there are multiple another ways. As we are going by the basics, so this is the first way or the first basic way you need to approach. Now, if you have learned a little bit more, there is another way of solving this question or approaching this question. Let's understand that. That will be a little bit on the shorter side. That will be a little bit on the shorter side. What is that? So 25 days worth of provision were there, 10 days are gone. So we are having the provision for 15 days. We are having the provision for 15 days, right? Now this provision is there for 350 students. This provision is there for 350 students. And now I don't know the number of students after they have gone, because some students were shifted, some boys were shifted. So there might be some X number of students remaining. I don't know. So you don't need to take X as well. You don't need anything. But for them, how many days worth of provision? So for them, this same provision can go or can last for 21 days. Can last for 21 days. So that means this is the days or this is the time ratio. You can figure out, can I say this is 5:7? This is 5:7. That means the duration ratio is 5:7. Meaning if 350 boys are having 5 days worth of food, these many boys, whoever is left, they will have 7 days worth of food. Now, I told you guys one thing in the last portion of last class, always number of men, or rather let me explain this once again. So please think like this. So if 350 men has 5 days worth of food or 5 parts worth of food, so 7 days worth of food. So can I say whatever is the time ratio, this men ratio or boy ratio, this boy ratio will always be the inverse of this, will always be the inverse of this. Why? Because more the number of boys, less days the same food will go. Because we have a constant amount of food. Meaning, say you have a packet of biscuit. So if I only eat the biscuit, it may last for 7 days. If you and me both together, we both eat the biscuit at the same time, so it will last less number of days. It will last less number of days, right? So that is a very basic thing. So that means if my day ratio, whatever is my ratio of days or ratio of time, so number of boys, that ratio will always be the opposite. That ratio will always be the opposite. So can I say, then I'm just doing the next part here. So that means the number of boys that will be in the ratio 5:7. So it will be in the ratio 7:5. It will be in the ratio 7:5. Now 7 parts is 350. Can anyone tell me what 5 parts is? 5 parts will be, sir, this is 5. 1 part is 50, 5 parts is 250. So that means in this second situation, there are 250 students or 250 boys still at the hostel. So that means how many has left? Out of 350, 250 is still there. So how many have left? Sir, 100 have left. That is your answer as well. That is another way of thinking of the, like on this particular same problem. The same problem we are thinking in a second, like on a different manner. Everybody, please tell me if this is clear or not. Everybody, please tell me if this is clear or not. Clear? Clear, everyone? So this is a very basic thing I wanted to explain to you guys. This is a pretty basic thing. Very, very basic thing. Perfect? Perfect. Moving on. Moving on to another question. To another question like this. Let's understand. Let's understand. A civil contractor planned to build an overbridge of 3 kilometer distance in 600 days. Understand this. For this purpose, he employed 90 workers. Perfect. After 200 days of work, it was observed that only 0.5 kilometer of the bridge was complete. What was the number of extra workers required to complete the work in time? Now, what is the change? You need, whenever I read this question, my instinct is telling me that we need to figure out everything, that the question that they're asking, that revolves around whatever is the remaining part. That is revolving around our remaining part of the bridge, because they are asking how many extra men like he should employ. So everything is working around this remaining part. So whatever is completed is completed. No worries. We need to focus on what? We need to focus on the remaining part. Understand this. This is the instinct that you need to, that you guys need to kind of develop. This particular instinct. This particular instinct you need to develop. Perfect? Perfect, everyone. Now, so 3 kilometer bridge in 600 days. In 600 days. Now only 0.5 kilometer bridge has been kind of completed. Now I will get my answer, or I will understand the rate of work from this particular like thing. Why? Because, meaning you understand, 90 workers, I'm assuming every worker can do 1 unit of work every day. I told you this is the primary assumption in MDH type question, always. So every worker can complete 1 unit of work every day. So 90 workers were there. So 90 workers can complete what? 90 units of work every day. Now they are doing working for how many days? They have already worked for 200 days. So in 200 days, they will complete into 200 units of work. They will complete this many units of work. Now it was observed that these many units of work is nothing but 0.5 kilometer of the bridge. This is nothing but 0.5 kilometer of the bridge. Now how much days are remaining here? How much days are remaining now? Because the work needs to be completed in total in 600 days. Out of those 600, 200 days are gone. Out of those 600, 200 days are gone. So we are having 400 days left. And what is the number of men he needs to employ? That's different. I'm saying with these 90 men, he has employed some men. Total number of men that is working now, total number of men that is working now, that is X. So X men, X number of men will do in 400 days these many units of work. Now, if he wants to complete the work on time, that must be the remaining work. So 3 kilometer was total work. 0.5 is gone. 0.5 is gone. So it is remaining 2.5 kilometer. It must be that remaining 2.5 kilometer. Now one thing you see, sir, this is nothing but, sir, 5 times. 0.5 times 5 is like 2.5. 0.5 times 5 is 2.5. So that means that this also multiplied by 5 should be this. This also multiplied by 5 should be this. Now, if you're not comfortable using this, if you're not able to think like this, there is another approach you can take. Divide the equations. Divide both the equations. That also will give you the same thing. But if you can think directly, then I think it's better. If you can think directly, then if right side is multiplied 5, then left side must be multiplied 5 also. So that means 90 into 200, that multiplied 5 is x times 400. You see, this thing multiplied 5 is this thing. You can calculate from there. 200 2s are this, and this is 45. So x is nothing but, sir, 45 times 5. X is nothing but, sir, 45 times 5. So how much is 40? I guess you guys won't be able to see. 45 times 5 is how much? 45 times 5 is, for like, this is 180. This is 180. That means, please understand. That means total, they are using, the man needs to employ total 180 people. I guess there is some mistake. Have I made any mistake here? Extremely sorry. This is not 180. Extremely sorry. I have made a calculation mistake. 4 5s are 2200 and 5 5s. So it will be 225. Extremely sorry. The value of x is 225. So meaning the contractor now needs to employ in total 225 men. But out of them, 90 workers are already employed. So how much extra? How much extra members he needs to employ? So 225 minus 90. Now how did you do it? Like how you need to do it? Please understand. 225 minus 90 you need. 225 minus 100 is how much? 125. So 90 means I need to plus 10. I need to do a plus 10 because I needed to go 90 behind. I went 100 behind. So I'll go 10 forward. 225 minus 100 is 125. Plus 10 is 135. So extra will be 135. So that is option number 4. That is your option number 4. Sound nahi aa raha? Ajay, I don't, everybody, is there any problem with the sound? Is there any problem? I don't think so. Ajay, please, if possible, please refresh it once, na? I feel now, then you'll get the sound. I guess there is some technical issue from your end. I guess there might be some technical issue from your end. Just look at this one. Okay, perfect. So Rohit was asking, sir, let me talk. Rohit, are you there, brother? If you are there, please tell me what you want to ask. What do you want to ask about SBI PO preparation? Okay. Okay, chalo. I don't think Rohit has left, I guess. Chalo. This is another question. This is the last question that we'll do. This is the last question. Very, very good quality question. Very, very good quality question from the point of view of the exam. Okay. From the exam's point of view. I'll kind of give you the exam. This is a PYQ of some exam. This is a PYQ of some exam. Okay. So I'll give you that. So let me give you. This is a CAT question. This was most probably from 2023 paper. Most probably it will be 2023 or 2022. Not less than that. So please understand, it's a beautiful question for understanding the concept. Beautiful question. A group of N people worked on a project. They finished 35% of the project by working 7 hours a day for 10 days. Perfect. Therefore, so 35% of the project they have completed working 7 hours a day for 10 days. Now let's understand how much will that be. So the primary assumption was what? Primary assumption was everybody does 1 unit of work every hour, because there is an hour mentioned here. So we need to take the smallest time unit. smallest unit of time we need to take. So that means n person or n people will do n units of work every hour. So in 7 hours, they will do into 7 units of work. That is in a day. And they are working for 10 days, meaning they will do that much hour, that much work. This is our total work. This is our total work. Now, this is given as only 35%. So I'm just writing it like this. This is nothing but 35% of your project. Now, thereafter, what happened? 10 people left the group, and the remaining people finished the rest of the project in 14 days by working 10 hours a day. Okay. So 10 people left the group means now the number of persons, number of people will be n minus 10. So that, please understand, this was our scenario 1. I told you guys, there will always be 2 scenarios. This is scenario 1. And we are talking about scenario number 2 now. Scenario number 2. Scenario 2. Okay. So that is what scenario 2. So n minus 10 people are there. Now, they are working. So this is that much they are working. So n minus, so everyone works 1 unit per hour. So these many people will work these many units per hour. And they are working 10 hours every day. So that means every day they are working these many units. Again, they are working for how many days? They are working for 14 days. So that means into 14, that is your total work. That is again your total work. Now it is given. This is given. This is nothing but your so they have completed or finished the job. That means total job is nothing but 100%. And 35% was already done. 35% was already done in the first 10 days. So what will be the remaining part, sir? This must be then the remaining 65%, sir. Absolutely. Then you just do the calculation. I told you, you can divide. You can always divide or you can simply calculate. So that means if I do this, n into 7 into 10 divided by this equation, n minus 10 into 10 into 14. That is nothing but right hand side 35 by 65. Always you can do this. Or if you can directly say this, so that will be a better way. But if someone is beginning, I guess that this is something you must. And always, please, never do this, never cancel this or never calculate this, because there will be some calculations or cancellations involved. Do you see? 10, 10 gone, 7 2s are this. And again, 5 7s are this, 5 13s are this. So you will say, sir, the calculation became very easy because n divided by n minus 10. This 2 I am taking this side. So 7 2s are 14 divided by 13. So it is 14n minus 140 equal to 13n. So from there you can write n is 140. N is 140, and sir, that was the question they had asked. They had asked us to find the value of n only, and that we have found already. That is option number 2, that is 140. That is option number 2, 140. And please understand, this is a question from CAT 2023. Now you will say, sir, why we are doing CAT quizzes? No, we are not doing CAT quizzes. We are understanding the concepts. This is not an exam specific batch or exam specific class. We are here to learn. So the practice questions will all be from CGL, CHSL and everything. But you need to understand first, in order to get to that level, you need to first understand the basics. And we are still doing a lot of very good quality questions in our classes. So that is our MDH concept second class. So I'll only have another class tomorrow for MDH concept, where we'll learn the OR and AND concept. So there is one very specific type that is left. So we'll do a couple of questions around that. We'll understand those concepts. Okay. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the class. So we'll continue with that. And I seriously will ask each and every one of you to kind of join us in the classes on a regular basis. That way your basics will be clear. Again, this is a very basic class. That is why I'm trying to kind of teach each and every concept. If you are an advanced level learner, you might feel, sir, this is very basic. Okay. So that's also okay. It never hurts to learn everything in a newer manner. Perfect. So thank you so much then. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Till then, please take care and bye-bye. Thank you so much.